What's gone down with Kobbie Mainoo today is nothing short of a disgrace. Ruben Amorim was pressured by journalists and questioned by journalists, and rightly so, about his substitutions, some of his in-game calls, some of his man management. Why, when we're 1-1 with West Ham, we bring on another centre-back? When we've got 5 defenders on the field and 2 defensive midfielders, and there's 10 minutes to go, why bring on another defensive-minded player? Ruben Amorim goes, well, who do you think I should have brought on? They say Kobbie Mainoo, and Ruben Amorim just laughs. Like, why would he bring on Kobbie Mainoo? Like, what? Like, the disrespect. Asked about Shea Lacey, Kobbie Mainoo, no. When Man United are 1-1 versus West Ham with 10 minutes to go, I love Leacher, but I don't want to see Leacher coming on. I want to see Shea Lacey giving a go. I want to see one of the defenders taken off, and I want to see Kobbie Mainoo thrown on. I don't know what on earth Kobbie Mainoo has done to Ruben Amorim, and I know that Kobbie Mainoo doesn't fully suit Ruben Amorim's system and what he wants. But when we want control, you bring on Agate and not Mainoo. Any basic manager would know to bring on Mainoo over Agate when we need control. I don't know what on earth Kobbie Mainoo has done to Ruben Amorim, but the treatment is disgraceful. The treatment is a disgrace. And Ruben Amorim should be giving a public apology. He's laughing at the suggestion that he should bring on Kobbie Mainoo. Laughing publicly. Kobbie Mainoo seen that. He's liked the post. Laughing. Ruben Amorim should be giving Mainoo an apology. Not just for the way he treats him, but the disrespect. The disrespect. We've got to talk about this. We've got to talk about everything that's going on with Kobbie and Ruben Amorim. Because I want to rant about a few things. I want to get into Amorim's comments. I just can't believe he said this. And then I want to get into more. So Sport Bible obviously posted what went down. And they said, the reporter goes, so Amorim goes, who would you bring on to be more offensive? And the reporter goes, Mainoo, but he's more offensive than Leacher. And Amorim just goes, and like bursts out laughing. The disrespect to Kobbie Mainoo. The disrespect. And Kobbie Mainoo liked the post. He's seen what Amorim said. He wants out. He's not allowed to leave. He's seen the disrespect. And he's just liked the post. He's not said anything. He's just, I see that. I see that's what he's saying. Ruben Amorim was then asked in more detail about Kobbie Mainoo. I see it. I just want to win. I try to put players. I don't look at who is it. I don't care about that. I'm just trying to put the best players on the pitch. Well, Kobbie Mainoo's a lot better than Agate. You have Agate that's played 2 games. One of them, Casemiro, was out. Bruno Fernandes, he's always fit. He's the guy that is doing his position, so maybe something to do with that. He then says, well, he's not playing because Bruno's in his position. First of all, everyone knows Bruno's best position is the 10, so you can move Bruno to the number 10 because we're short on attackers because of injuries, and you can put Mainoo on the pivot next to Casemiro. Second of all, the last sentence is BS, and he's been rightly called out. Everton subs in Kobbie for Casemiro and plays Kobbie alongside Bruno. Brighton subs Kobbie for Casemiro, plays Kobbie alongside Bruno. City subs Kobbie alongside Bruno. And Kobbie, when he had that City half-an-hour cameo, was best player on the field by a country mile, by the way. You can't expect Kobbie Mainoo to build 4 if he's getting 10 minutes here and there. So this, Kobbie's not playing because I'd have to take Bruno off. Well, you've played Kobbie and Bruno together in the pivot. Not that I think it works the best, but you have. And you could have moved Bruno to 10 and brought Kobbie on. But you didn't. You put on Agate. And we needed control. We needed people that could keep the ball. Xerxes, whether you like him or not, he was keeping the ball. We took Xerxes off. No one could keep the ball up the pitch. No one could keep the ball in the midfield. Agate can't. And you wonder why we concede and why we're under pressure and why in the last 10 minutes West Ham looked more like making it 2-1 than we did. Ruben Amorim says, I understand you love Kobbie. He starts for England, but that doesn't mean I want to put Kobbie on when I feel I shouldn't put Kobbie on. Ruben Amorim's just accusing us of wanting Kobbie on because he's English and he starts for English. No, we want Kobbie on because the midfield's been crap. If the midfield had been good and we control games well, we wouldn't be demanding Kobbie came on. We just say he's unlucky, he needs a loan. The midfield hasn't been good. We've been not controlling games well. A guy is coming on. I don't think Kobbie suits Amorim's system. I don't think Amorim's system is ever going to get the best out of Kobbie. But we know there's an unreal player there. And look, it's not about player FC, but I'd rather back a man. I would never pick a player over a manager, but I'd rather back a player that I think's got immense potential over the worst manager in our history. I would if it comes down to it. I think a lot of people would. TNT knew what they were doing here, but 19-year-old Kobbie helped England reach the Euros final with his performance versus the Netherlands. Kobbie was man of the match that game. Euro semi-final. I saw Deal put out a good tweet, and he said what Kobbie Mainoo did, and basically what Kobbie Mainoo did 2 years ago is basically the equivalent of Shea Lacey making his debut this week and then being so good that he kicks Saka out of the England team. Because Kobbie Mainoo made his debut halfway through the season, scored in an FA Cup final, won us the game, was so good, and then got a starting spot in the England team. That's how good Kobbie Mainoo was. And that's the equivalent of Shea Lacey kicking Saka out of the England team. Like, people forgetting, people are trying to gaslight us into that Kobbie Mainoo was never that good and that we overhyped Kobbie Mainoo. I don't think Kobbie Mainoo's looked amazing under Amorim because it doesn't suit the system. But people are trying to gaslight us into saying that Kobbie Mainoo's a bad player and that's why he's not playing. No, the coach doesn't know how to use him because the coach is a bad coach. I agree with Robbo here. This is not a player versus manager situation. Mainoo represents everything that Manchester United is about, and the coach is putting himself above the standards and ethos of the club. Regardless of results and performances, which have been both terrible, this cannot continue to happen. Ruben Amorim has put himself above Manchester United, and that's what I don't like. He's put himself absolutely above Manchester United. You know, the ethos of the club is attacking football. The ethos of the club is youth. He's not doing that. He's not getting the results. He's not playing good football. He's ignoring the youth. He's just thinking, every time something goes wrong, it must be the players' fault. I need new players. The players aren't upping the intensity. Every time we do bad in a game, rather than making tactical changes, he tells the players, you need to work harder. Sometimes they do. But Ruben Amorim, and I said this earlier, could have Yamal, he'd play him left wing back. He could have Pedri, he'd leave Pedri on the bench, and he could have Musiala, and he'd be playing Musiala in the pivot. You know? That's what Ruben Amorim would do. He'd bloody play Yamal left wing back. I generally think he would. And I'm just fed up with it. It's not Kobbie versus Amorim. It is a manager treating a player badly, a manager laughing at the idea that the player should get more minutes. I think the disrespect towards Kobbie Mainoo is a joke, and I agree with Adam here. Stop letting yourself be gaslit into thinking Kobbie Mainoo isn't good enough to start for United. He was man of the match in an FA Cup final last year. He started in the final of the Euros last year. If he doesn't fit your system, maybe your system's the problem. I'd rather sack Amorim, go to a manager that gets the best out of all our players and sneak Champions League football this season than keep with Amorim, finish 10th, spend another couple $100 million on Amorim and let Kobbie Mainoo leave the club. Because I think Kobbie Mainoo has more future at this club than Ruben Amorim if the club is to go in the right direction. Even Scholes is getting peed off. It's BS. The kid is being ruined. He's not being played in a team that can't even control a game of football. I hate seeing homegrown players leave, but it's probably best for him. Enough is enough. Ruben Amorim is anti-United, whether you like Kobbie Mainoo or not. Whether you think Kobbie Mainoo is good enough or not. When we've got a lot of problems and we struggle to control games and there's a world-class prospect midfielder that can't get any minutes when he put in top performances versus City, Liverpool in the past and in the Euros in the past, who can control games, being ignored, being laughed at by the manager, it is BS. It is bad treatment. Whether you like Mainoo or not, it's anti-United. Even in the worst times of Ollie, even in the worst times of Ten Hag, who did they rely on? The academy. And who brought the only good moments in that last season of Ten Hag's? Mainoo and Garnacho. Mainoo and Garnacho won us the FA Cup. It was a crap season from Ten Hag, but the youth did it. Ruben Amorim's even looking at the youth. You bring on another defender rather than give Shea Lacey 10 minutes. Shea Lacey's not 12, he's 18. He's more than capable enough. I feel like people are forgetting how good Mainoo was. They're being gaslighted into thinking, yeah, Amorim's right, Mainoo's not good enough. He was the youngest ever to play in a semi-final of a major tournament for England and won man of the match. He was the 5th youngest in history to represent his country in the final of a major tournament. He won United our last major trophy, the FA Cup, by scoring the winning goal and was man of the match against Pep's Man City, who just won the league. And look, people try to justify Ten Hag ignoring Amad Diallo for Forson. Is Forson a better player than Amad Diallo? No. People try to justify that Amad wasn't good enough. They're trying to do the same about Kobbie. Ten Hag lost his job because he ignored Amad. And I think Ruben Amorim could ignore his job, not because he's ignored Kobbie, but because he's doing the same thing over and over again, and it doesn't work. It's player brilliance that bails us out of games. It's not only that I don't like the lack of minutes Kobbie Mainoo's getting and the treatment of Kobbie Mainoo, it's the way he acts and laughs when he's asked about it. Laughs at the idea of Kobbie Mainoo. The way he continues to ignore him. The way I won't change. I don't know what Kobbie Mainoo's done to Amorim, and I don't think Kobbie Mainoo fully suits Amorim's system, but when we lack control, and Kobbie's done nothing wrong, the minutes he's getting is shambles. Especially when we're not playing well. If we're Arsenal and winning every game and he can't get in, fair play. But we're not, and we're struggling to control games. And I thought he was really good in that cameo versus Man City. And I just look at it and I just think, for me, I would adapt the system, put Kobbie Mainoo in with Bruno Casemiro, put Bruno further up, and actually go to a 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1. Because I think that's what gets the best out of this team. Thank you for watching. Bye.